What's going on YouTube? So today we're going to talk about, is the DJI Spark still worth it in 2020? So this drone is 3 years old. The Mavic Mini actually just released. So we're going to talk about, is this thing still worth it nowadays? So I bought this drone back in October 2018, and it is honestly probably one of the best investments I've made within camera gear. So all you videographers out there trying to up your video game, a drone should definitely be on the top of your list. When you have video compared to just video off your camera and to video with the drone and your camera, the drone and the camera wins just about every time because of the shots you can get, and you can just get so creative when you have one of these things. Now, this is not the only drone that I have. I have a Mavic 2 Pro, but I ended up crashing it. So that's why I want to do a video on it and actually tell you, is it still worth it right now? So I have used this thing in so many different projects, commercial work, personal work, YouTube videos, and just pretty much everything on the board that I have done. So the DJI Spark camera has a focal length of 25 millimeters at an f-stop of 2.6. It's also a 2-axis camera, and it's honestly pretty great for something this size. So the DJI Spark is even smaller than an iPhone, and it can fit in the palm of your hand. It's got a sensor for obstacle avoidance, which you don't have to worry about crashing into anything if you have it turned on. But the one downside, if you are using sports mode, it does turn off and you can crash it. And I have actually crashed it, as you can see right there. We've got one side and then one side exposed. Oh well, but you know, it still works. So the flight time is about 10 to 12 minutes with the flight guards on, but me personally, I do not use the flight guards because I am so comfortable with flying this thing that I feel like I don't need them. And plus, it's not proven, but in my personal experience, I have gotten more flight time out of this thing without the flight guards. So this drone is perfect for beginners that have never flown a drone before or don't have any experience with drones at all, or kids, or just anyone in general that's trying to up their photo game and video game at the same time. And one cool side of it is you don't need a controller for it, but I highly suggest if you are using this for video work or professional work, I highly suggest getting the remote. Just the movements and everything that you will do with the thing is just so much more smoother when you have the controller in hand. And actually, if you don't have the controller, you're actually limited to about 262 feet of distance away from you versus the 6,500 feet, which is over a mile if you do have the controller. So if you are considering buying this in 2020, I highly suggest getting the Fly More combo. It is so much more worth it just because of the specs that you get with the controller. So the camera is a 12 megapixel camera, which isn't too high, but honestly, in 2020, this is still it's a pretty high camera for what it costs. It records in 1080p at 30 frames a second and 24 megabits per second. You have full exposure control over this thing. So whatever location you're at, if it's broad daylight outside, you can change it up and to match whatever exposure you need to. It takes HDR photos and even has a panoramic feature. It's got active track, which is very, very helpful. I have used this so many times when I'm shooting out at films, shooting videos, and just personal projects. It's so useful because you can focus on the framing and then set it to active track and then have it track and pan around your subject, creating this very, very cinematic and beautiful shot. It also comes with hand gestures and palm launch and palm land, but me personally, I've never really used it. I just feel like I don't really need to do it because it takes a while to set up and the battery life is not that long. So using those 2 to 3 minutes while you're out shooting can mean the difference of getting the shot and not getting a shot. So me personally, I just use the manual launch with the controller. So with all of that being said, is this still worth it in 2020? For beginners, yes, but if you're actually a professional and you are looking to, you know, level up and get more clients that pay higher, I think you should steer towards other things like the Mavic 2 Pro or maybe even the Mavic Pro, just because the Spark it's not a toy, but the specs on it aren't very professional. Yes, it gets the job done, but when you have a client that really wants that HD photo and video, I don't think this is the best bet to jump to. What I really think this drone is for, I really think it's people that are beginning photography or videography and are just looking to change their perspective with their work. It's safe, it's reliable, it's cheap, so if you end up crashing it, you know, it won't break the bank to go ahead and buy a new one. It's around like 300 bucks right now, something super cheap. So, you know, this is something that I take when I travel, and, you know, just for if I were to lose it, it's not going to be like, oh my God, now I have to pitch out another $2,000 to get a new one. This thing is very, very reliable, and, you know, if you're just looking to get, you know, just some cool shots of your friends, or even do a tiny bit of professional work, I do recommend this just because of the price and the reliability and the quality. But with that being said, this is not for professional work. Like I said, for, you know, maybe freelance work or even doing stuff for friends. So if this video helped you out, I really thank you for watching, and I highly suggest subscribing, as I will be releasing more videos just like this in the near future. I post all my work on Instagram, so follow me there, as I would love to connect with you guys and help you out even more. And again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.